name is Daru Jones, and we're live at the Hammersmith Apollo, not New York City, but London, England. We're here. I'm here touring with Jack White for his current new album, Lazaretto, and this is the Lazaretto tour, and we're in Europe. So I'm here to play drums tonight, and I look forward to it. Amazing so far. I'm definitely grateful that we've been getting love. You know what I'm saying? Each city and venue is its own experience, and it's been cool. It's been a lot of love, and glad to be back in Europe. So far in the States, we had some really amazing shows. You know, played did some cool things, and so far it's been good on the European run. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen. It was just all on the heat of the moment. And of course it was an accident, but you know, it's one of those things, you know, it's like, it's crazy because as a kid, you know, when I was interested in rock and roll, I was used to seeing like different rock bands like tearing up the instruments on stage, and I just had no idea that I would be part of something like that, you know, which is like, it's a little embarrassing, but still, it was worth it, because it's like, those moments, you know, that's something that, you know, we all can remember for years and years, like, yo, we'd be able to laugh, we'd be like, oh man, but you know, it was still cool. Nobody was hurt, thank God, you know what I'm saying? I can still play drums, but just never know, but you know.
It's great. I mean, it's all part of the energy, isn't it? And it shows that you're putting in 100% authentic, real energy at that point, you know, nothing's...
Yeah, I think this time around, I think the band, you know, it's a little bit more tighter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, by us playing on a consistent basis versus like one day it might be the guy band, girl band, and we have to wait and build a momentum. So it's been great that we've been able to play continuously and build a momentum. So it's like, yo, it's kind of be on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot more tighter. When I was hired, you know, for the scenario when we were rehearsing, I remember him saying, I like to play off the drummer. So that stuck in my head, like, all right, well, I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, I can drive it. But at the same time, he's a leader. So I have to make sure, I wanna make sure, even though he's giving me that leeway, I wanna make sure that he knows that it's his show and I'm gonna follow him. And that's been my mentality on this tour. I think the last tour has kind of been both, where I would try to follow him, and then, but he still wanted me to do my thing. But now this time around, like, I'm just trying to watch him more and watch his energy, and you know, just kind of trade off each other. But the focus for me is just to make, you know, I'm trying to follow him. I mean, shout out to Metallica and Lars, like, you know, like, what more can I say? You know what I'm saying? It's an honor when I find out that, you know, legendary drummers or any of those guys, because it's like, we are the biggest critics, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to have that respect and love from somebody else, and I got a chance to speak with them, it's a privilege, you know what I'm saying? It's an honor, and I'm just like, wow, like, you've been doing rock and roll like, for years, so I'm a newbie, you know, compared to, so it's cool, it's just, it's overwhelming, it's flattering. It's flattering, so it's encouraging too. It's like, all right, it makes me know that, okay, maybe I am doing something right. Okay, so it's good. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. You gotta get the official, like, ultimate vinyl to get that. Not for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the Ultra LP.
I think it's on the Ultra LP. Also, in the Vault, they have this package. I forgot what they call it. It's like the Vault package, and it's like a little photo gallery. It's like the liner notes and all of that information.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm just grateful to be on the tracks that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Are we allowed to guess?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Well, in my review, I wrote that it was unmistakably you on the opening track, 3 Women.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I'm hoping, you know, as drummers, you know what I'm saying, we hope to have a sound And you know, that's one of my goals. I'm still developing, but I think hopefully I have a sound that we can recognize. I think he hired me for a reason. Evidently, he liked what I bring to the table, and he's a big hip hop head. So I think because I have that influence, you know, I think he still wants to have that type of vibe in the music. So yeah, maybe so. I guess so.
Talking about Jack White and all of these sort of stunts, and you know, he's a PR dream, isn't he? The stuff that he comes up with. He knows what he's doing. You know, it's not just the music. He thinks everything through. He's very meticulous and considered and measured in every decision he makes, not just musically, but everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for you to be chosen to be a part of that must be, you know, obviously it's deserving, but it must be a huge compliment as well.
I'm honored. You know what I'm saying? This is actually one of my favorite work situations in my career. I mean, for various reasons, personal reasons. You know what I'm saying? But it's blessed. It's blessed. Like it's more like a family. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, okay, we are the musicians, and you go here and we go there, but it's more like a family situation.
Yeah.
And it's like it's cool all the way around.
And do you think it's become more like that since you're just touring with one band rather than having the?
No, it's been like that. It's always been like that. So like, just the vibes. He's always very giving, and he's good, very good dude. Like it's been the same. It's never been like I'm this and you're that. It's always been, you know, equal.
Yeah.
In which I respect, you know, him and, you know, of his superstar, you know, whatever, you know, I respect all of that, but it's always been like the grown men, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're here doing art, and it's like, you know, I'm no bigger than you. It's always just been a mutual respect, and I'm appreciative. Because that's not always the case in certain work situations. Like, they let you know, yeah, I am the star of the show, and you are the man. Like, it's not like that. But, you know, I've always been about respect, because I try to give respect to people, so I've always been about that. But sometimes you're just in scenarios where, you know, and it's all good. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, as long as I'm paid, you know what I'm saying, I take care of, I'm good. Good point. So yeah, Nas is celebrating his 20th year anniversary of Illmatic, and it was such an honor to be a part of that because I'm a big fan as a kid. Growing up listening to that album, which is a monumental classic album in hip hop, it was such an honor to do that thing. And I actually was hired via Derek Hodge, a phenomenal bass player, you know from the Robert Glasper Experiment and his own solo project. Dude is dope. So I was grateful that he thought about me. He could have, you know, got anybody else, but he came to one of my shows when I was performing with Black Milk, and he was like, "Yo, you know, he said we got to do something." And yeah, he called me for it, and I was like, "What? Yeah." Like Nas is a really good dude. Like he's been very respectful. You know, he gave us all the shout outs, and he was just in awe that we were able to interpret his music. You know, like the records, and that's important to me. So it was a surreal experience for sure.
So were you given sort of the specific direction with how to interpret, or were you given free rein?
Well, the thing about this scenario is with an orchestra. So that kind of changed the game, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was a couple of challenges because like playing with an orchestra is just a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're dealing with dynamics, and an orchestra, their music is dynamic. So even though the music was transposed for hip hop, they still wanted it because it's where the performance was at, and they still wanted it to be dynamically kind of low, but it's like, man, it's hip hop. You know, it's a hardcore, so it was a bit of challenge, but for the most part, I feel like at least for the second night, I was able to bring that certain aggression.
Okay. So it was a challenge to bring that energy and aggression, but you know,
because it's like
there were no screens around you or anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, I started off playing with sticks, and then it was like originally it's like, I want you to play brushes and play something like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like really, which is, you know, was fine, but it's just a classic album. Like I want to play the, you know what I'm saying? I know the people in the audience, they, you know, I feel like they wanted to hear more like the original aggression. So just trying to, just a challenge. But the second night I was like, okay, I'm playing with sticks, you know what I'm saying? But it still was a good experience, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, I think Nas, hopefully he was pleased. And it, you know, it was just, I'm just really glad I was able to be a part of that, man. It was dope.
All I've seen is sort of unofficial YouTube videos. I haven't managed to get any footage. Is it going to be available at any point?
You know what? The first night, it was cameras. It was documented. So who knows what happened with that footage? The first night wasn't my favorite because I think we were still sorting the sound and stuff out. But I wish the cameras were on the second night because it was the best night to me. But that's just my opinion. But people, you know, they like it. But you know what? I'll say this. There was also songs that we played without the orchestra that was amazing, where it was the DJ and the rhythm section that was so killer. That was my favorite, you know, highlights for the show. So, you know. What are the other composers? Because each, like, you know, the album is 10 tracks, right? So there were 2 composers. Derek Hodge, he transposed 5 other tunes, and then this guy Tim, which is like he's a, you know, big composer. He composed the other 5 tunes, and he ended up playing on those arrangements that he composed. Okay. It was a lot of stuff that was happening. You know, I literally flew in a few days because I was already on a tour with the Rough Pack. So I flew in, and then it was like a lot of changes being made every day. So it was like, all right. So,
just roll with it.
Yeah, bro, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Upside Down, new album, The Rough Pack with You. It's one of my favorite projects thus far, Rough Pack. We released it in 2013. You know what I'm saying? We're still pushing it because you know, nowadays with being an independent artist is really tricky. You know, your album comes out today and just forgot about next week. And we put this project out through Session Works, which is a small label based out of Indiana, but we're still looking for like a bigger label or somebody that can help push us. And yeah, it's you know, it was one of my favorite projects. We just recently came up with a video. Was that this year that we came up with the video? The new video?
I think so.
Let's talk about it. It's our next video, and we got some more things in store. Yeah, so it's the latest one. Get it on iTunes, Sound Session Works Records, and the Rough Pack website. Yeah. Cheers.